Heat, they blew out the Grizzlies yesterday, dude. I didn't even know what to do. It was amazing. Leroy, a blowout.
A blowout.
Amazing.
And I'm going to tell you, I know everybody was watching the game like me. Heat up 20, you going.
I think they're going to be okay.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be okay.
And then you hear the announcer's curse. You're never out of it as long as there's the 3-point shot. Swish. I'm like, oh.
Very nervous. And then that Kenny Lofton Jr. came in. He started lighting it up. I was like,
is he related to Kenny?
I don't think he is. I think we looked this up. I don't believe he is related.
They got two different body types.
Yes, they definitely do. They definitely do. I don't believe he is related to the former Indians outfielder.
You know, Kenny played in the Final Four. He was a starting point guard for Arizona.
Wow. Athlete.
Yeah,
but
this is different.
But that's why I asked. Because I knew he played basketball.
No, I remember us looking this up. I don't think that he is. Because I don't know if we watched him in the tournament or whatnot, but I remember us looking this up. I feel like he's not related.
His dad served in the United States Army, worked at the Postal Service for 18 years. I don't think it's the same Kenny Lofton.
All right. Well, good. At least we don't have another Cater Kohu situation from you. The player of the game yesterday, obviously Kevin Love, because he sacrificed his boys. He took one, WWE style, like from Desmond Bain.
Hey, I got to tell you.
Full on swing.
And here's the bad part about all this. So Eric Reed and John Crotty are breaking it down picture by picture.
Yep.
Dad, he goes, Crotty, that doesn't look like a basketball move.
Nope.
And Crotty's like, right in the man parts.
Yep.
I'm like, we have turned this into the Zapruder film.
Because he had a hell of a reaction. He just went down in a heap.
We thought it was something else. I'm like, oh no, Mr. 6'8" is back.
He took one like a champ yesterday. And by the way, hit a couple of threes after taking it too. Kevin Love's best game by far. Not only for sacrificing his body, but he was nailing shots.
But is Kevin Love there for scoring? Because he seems that he gets a lot of charges and a lot of rebounds.
He's there for intangibles, but yes, he's theoretically there for shooting.
For spacing or for shooting?
For shooting. Like he's been a good shooter in his career.
Yep. So I like, so are you with me now that Kevin Love is helping?
What are you talking about? It's fucking great. Yeah, it had a great game. I'm happy. Yeah. Let's hear from Kevin Love after the game.
Your moment of truth, did it sting as much as you made it look like it sting, and how much of a shock was it to wind up in that spot?
Yeah, there's only been a few times in my almost 15 years where something like that has happened, and Bain is a big boy, but I tried to hedge out, show on a screen. I don't know if he was looking for the foul or what it was, but just got put in a bad position, and took it in the groin pretty good. And all the men here, you've been hit hard enough to where your back starts hurting. That's where I was. I started to spasm a little bit.
He's like,
we all know here.
And wait, he's not lying, because I got hit so hard one time, my ankle started hurting. I thought I twisted my ankle. And they go, what's wrong? I say, I don't know. I think it's my ankle. Yeah, your body just goes haywire.
The other news yesterday out of the game was Victor Oladipo out of the rotation. He did not play in the game yesterday. Benched.
Is that weird?
Well, it's a couple of things that are affecting it. One is they actually have everybody healthy outside of Cody Zeller's nose. Everybody was able to play yesterday. Except for Big Yurt. Holy crap. 3 fouls in 2 minutes. Woo.
Every team has a Duncan.
He was how do you think Duncan feels yesterday being brought in when they're up that big and they're like, hey Duncan, can you get these 3 minutes at the end of the game? All-time franchise leader.
And 2 minutes of it, they just dribble back and forth because nobody wants to take a shot and get the other team mad.
Pretty much. But yeah, no Victor Oladipo. Yes, and part of the reason I think is everybody's kind of healthy. I mean, Kyle, I think, has a big part of that because Kyle's been looking good these first few games off the bench. It's been he's had a nice impact and has gotten things settled down. Still isn't shooting a ton, but doesn't really need to. Like, he's getting guys in the right spots. He hit a couple of threes yesterday. He had a nice drive to the basket at the end of a shot clock. I thought Kyle Lowry was really impressive yesterday. And
the other thing is that they usually put Victor Oladipo in for defensive purposes. In a blowout, there's really no need.
Yeah, and Spo made a good. I mean, I still don't know how much he's going to play because, look, they did this similar thing to Vic last year at the end of the regular season where they just stopped playing him. And
which is weird because I thought he was one of their better perimeter defenders.
Didn't they shut him down?
Steals.
No, they didn't shut him down last year. They took him out of the rotation.
Oh, wow.
They took him out of the rotation, and then you remember. But now, in fairness to him, he was working his way back, not surprisingly, from injury.
For sure.
They were trying to play him, and then all of a sudden, just took him out of the rotation. He was done. They got geared up for the postseason. Now, what ended up happening? Kyle got hurt. Vic got more opportunities, and Vic did start playing some pretty decent minutes in the postseason.
That's right.
But yeah, he didn't play yesterday, and I think Kyle's effectiveness. I mean, you look at the bench yesterday, like Caleb Martin, doing a great job. Max Strus, who didn't play a lot of minutes the game before. Max only played 7 minutes. This time, Max, he played 33 minutes. So I don't know. It could be a matchup thing. It could be one of those things where he's going to be, if depending on the game, maybe Max gets more time, maybe Vic gets more time.
I think they're basically what it seems like Spo's trying to do is get some of these shooters back in rhythm, right? So
the shooting's been good. The shooting is, but they've I don't know if this is things evening out. I don't know if this is just a hot streak, but the shooting has definitely come around a little bit.
Or do you think Jimmy said something? He really likes Strus.
No, we know Jimmy likes Strus. We know Jimmy likes Strus, but I think it's one of these things where Spo made this point yesterday. I don't know if that was just his excuse out of not playing him, but he said, well, Jimmy, who really did set the tone yesterday, he came out, he had 9 free throws in the first quarter. He basically said, well, I couldn't sub Jimmy out because he kept going to the free throw line. And so then we were at the start of the second, we were already kind of into our, next set of guys in the rotation. So that also snuffed Vic out and his minutes out a little bit.
Because he normally replaces Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not going to not believe him. I mean, he's never, he's not that guy. He's not that coach that does that. Although, I mean,
yeah, but then
it's very easy. It's very easy to.
He's got that. He's got those words where he's like, I have empathy. These are
don't. You know what? Dear coaches, in any sport at any level, don't feel sorry for me because you don't play me. Like, that's crazy. You're the head coach. You can say, you know what? Go get you a couple of minutes at any time.
So the Heat have a couple of days off. They won't be back until Saturday. They go to Chicago. They got Chicago and Detroit on the road coming up this weekend.
We got a little Midwest trip.
Yep, 2 days off and then a back-to-back this weekend.
Do they leave today or did they leave last night?
I don't think they leave. I think they probably get the day off in Miami. I don't know. I don't know if they practice tomorrow in Miami and then go. I don't know.
Maybe they get a day off, then practice, and then go.
That's what I would think. I would think that they're probably going to practice tomorrow and then leave tomorrow afternoon.
All right.
If I had to guess, buddy, but I'm not sure. I'm not a travel agent. I don't know why I became Ukrainian.
When do they play? When do they play Milwaukee? Do they play Milwaukee anymore?
I think they might be done with Milwaukee. I think they're done with Milwaukee. They do have a couple of big games coming up next week against the Knicks and the Nets. Those are huge ones.
Yep, because
they're all big for Miami right now on the way out. But they got 2 against the Knicks.
Can we get a run? Can we get a run? 1 run, 5 games. 5 games, which is ridiculous.
That would be beating Chicago, beating Detroit. 2 games you should win. You would think, and then
don't say that because they play like Detroit will score 45 in the first quarter, and you'll be like, "What?"
It's at Chicago, at Detroit, home for the Knicks, home for the Nets, and then to Canada for Toronto.
Oh,
You know,
that's 6.
those are your next 5 for Miami. They also have the Knicks on that trip, and then come back for Luka April 1st. It's Saturday at home.
Is he gonna even play?
I don't know.
Him and Kyrie haven't been playing.
Been tough sledding.
Yep. And you want to talk about a team that is working their way out of the playoffs. Wow.
Take a quick
Dallas
break.
has been struggling.
Jalen Ramsey. He is expected to be introduced as a Miami Dolphin next hour. So we'll be sure getting a little bit from the new Dolphins cornerback and more silly sauce coming back after this.